Hello, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Welcome to another Simple Stamping Saturday. Can I just say it's quite hot here today? While I'm recording this, it is between 31 and 32 degrees in my studio, so I'm a little warm. So please bear with me if my brain goes for a little wander, because it has been for most of the afternoon. Anywho, it's Simple Stamping Saturday, so it's the day when I take one project and make a really simple version and then show you how I've stepped it up. I've just realised I had all the projects on my workspace, so I've moved them. Like I said, forgive me for the heat. For those of you who are not in the UK, we don't do air conditioning as a general rule, not least of all because as a general rule we don't have heat waves. For us, a heat wave would be something in the mid-20s. We've not had rain for, by rain I mean, you know, something more than just a few drops, for about 2 or 3 months. They've just declared a drought across vast areas of England, and I do mean England, and parts of Wales. Scotland are okay at the moment, as is Northern Ireland. So it's a little interesting here at the moment. Anyway, you don't need to hear that. What you want to see is the project. So let me just flip you down to the desk. There we go. And I have a plain white note card and a plain envelope because I haven't even prepped the simple version. But it's fine because I know what I'm doing. She says famous last words. So I'm using Speedy Recovery today. I've shared a couple of projects with this already, but I'm sharing another one today. There are lots of inspirational projects. If you go over to Instagram and follow Stamping Through the Catalogue, they are focusing on Speedy Recovery this week. So very worth a visit if you want some ideas that aren't necessarily to do with ill health, because it doesn't have to be, as I hope I'm going to show you today. So I've got the little bunch of flowers and I'm going to stamp them kind of in the middle of the top, if that sounds a reasonable place. So equidistant from the crease, the edge and the top is what I mean by the middle of the top, like that. I'm going to leave that to dry whilst I stamp the sentiment, which is I'm here for you. Yes, I'm here for you. And I'm going to pop that down in the bottom right hand corner. The designs for the two stepped up versions are slightly different, but I'm using the same basic colours and so forth. Now on my stepped up versions I'm using blends, so I have a wider range of colours than using watercolour pencils, but watercolour pencils are going to be fine. And I'm changing this colour from Pale Papaya to Daffodil Delight. The colours that I'm using are Daffodil Delight, Calypso Coral and Old Olive. They are all in the first assortment of watercolour pencils, and I do try, don't always succeed, but I do try when I'm using watercolour pencils to stick within one set, which is why on my other set I've got washi tape around the top, just so that I can see whether they're in set 1 or set 2, and these are all in set 1. So, oops, didn't want that. I want Calypso Coral next. And I'm not even going to use my blending pen. Blender pen. Blending brush, blender pen. Am I in camera? Let's come across a bit. Just realised that, of course, I've got my ugly mug there. So I need to be aware of where I am. I have to say, if I ever needed to have a reason for why I'm really pleased that I had my head shaved, the heat wave would be one of them, because it is a whole lot cooler than it would have been otherwise, not least of all if I get really, really hot, I can just go and put my head under a tap and enjoy the cool without it really dripping that much, because it is still quite short. It's getting quite thick. I'm going to need it thinning out soon, but at the moment it is getting thick. I do normally have to have my hair thinned, have my head thinned as well. I think the heat's doing that today. Oh, which reminds me, now a few weeks back, I think during my, this is Old Olive by the way, during my adhesive mini-series, someone asked if there was a way of getting the last little bits out of a tube of multi-purpose liquid glue. She said that she had tried the whole, you know, having it upside down bit, but still felt that there was something left in the pot. Well, I have got two pots on the go, one which I know is full, the one that I've just shown you, and one that is definitely coming to the end of its useful days, which I thought were earlier this week, until we started getting the hot weather, and it's much thinner in the heat. So if you are trying to get those last little bits out of your multi-purpose liquid glue, find a sunny spot, or in my case anywhere in my craft studio, and that will be the place to put it, and it will be runny and will come out easier. That's certainly what I found. I can't guarantee that that will always be the case, but that is what I found. Now I think I'm going to go Calypso Coral for the heart. And I'm going to go Old Olive for the wrapping and the bow. And I think I am going to go Daffodil Delight for the background of the tag, just very gently adding a bit of colour there. And then of course, because it's Simple Stamping Saturday, we do need to do something with the envelope, but that's what I've got. There will obviously be photographs on my website, which should make it easier to see. Right, what am I looking for? I am looking for my stamp, which I've got, and a scrap of paper. That would be interesting, as I have, well, that really is a scrap of paper. I've recently emptied my bin, so I don't have any scraps. And all I'm going to do is just stamp in the bottom right hand corner part of the image. I'm not even going to colour it in. I'm just going to stamp a bit of it, just so that there's something to give a hint of what the card on the inside might look like. And then all I've got to do is fold my card along the score line. Now if you find you have difficulties getting a straight edge, if you grab your trimmer, now obviously this only works on a trimmer that has this edge here, but if you've got the Stampin' Up trimmer, which I'm sure you do because it's fan-dabby-dozy, just push everything up against there and against the edge. Grab your bone folder, which again I'm hoping you've got because it's fan-dabby-dozy. Let me just get that out of the way a bit and just press, and that way you get a nice straight score, like that. So this is my simple version, which including a bit of blether took 9 minutes. My next version is this one. So I've stamped the same image to surround this. Now initially, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I masked off using our masking paper and the die that I used for this. I masked off a circle in the middle before I stamped, because my idea was I would then stamp "I'm here for you" in that space, which I did, just not very well. So I've put a circle of, a die cut circle instead, and this time I managed to get the "I'm here for you" without any problem. I've matted the white on a layer of Calypso Coral to tie that in, and it's on a piece of Pale Papaya with Pale Papaya ribbon. And then my next version is sort of the same. I've used the honeycomb, is that what we call it? 3D embossing folder. Hive. The Hive 3D embossing folder, and a blending brush with Pale Papaya ink to give a sort of haze in the background. I fussy cut my images, having coloured them the same as my first version, and I've then stuck those to the back of my die cut so they're all raised up. And again, I've got Pale Papaya ribbon, but I've added some Pale Papaya opal gems, so they're from the in colour opal rounds, sorry, but they're the in colour opal rounds, and these are the Pale Papaya. So those are my 3 versions, 1, 2 and 3, which I hope you have enjoyed. Just literally taking them up a little, on the basis that I stamped badly. Because I had die cut the circle that I was using as a mask, I felt I could use the same die cut for this because I'd already used a die cut, if that makes sense. Anyway, have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. I'm just going to flip the camera up if I can find where my mouse is. There we go. So, if you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Don't forget there will be a link to my website below in the description bar, as well as a list of the supplies that I've used. If you need anything and you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands, I would be immensely grateful to receive your order and to share my customer service with you. I am working my little backside off to earn the incentive trip this year and to hit a sales goal. The two things kind of fall together, so even a small order would be so helpful. So if you are able to do that, I would be very, very grateful. Otherwise, have a fantastic Saturday. Say thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't already, and I will see you again very soon, I hope. Bye bye for now.